Welcome to the Too Busy to Eat show. I'm Greg Soffolato, the host of this show, and I'm also the founder of Too Busy to Eat, the protein bar company. So before I get to our amazing guest, I want to encourage you to go to toobusytoeat.com and check out our protein bars. You know, my protein bar company, it's growing fast. It's been fantastic. I'm in my part of my new office, which is really exciting to be here. The protein bars are a high protein, low carbohydrate bar made with grass-fed whey protein. Really what I did when we created it, I basically created it for my family first. I wanted my kids, my wife, and all of us to be able to eat this bar. And so I got highest quality first. And then, then we had to worry about taste too. So they taste good too. My kids eat it. My wife eats it. Lots of people eat it now. But I encourage you to go to toobusytoeat.com. Use the coupon code TBTE show. And when you check out, you get 10% off. So now for our guest, Amber Brueseke. I had to work on her name, Brueseke. She's a fantastic lady. She has an Instagram account, biceps.after.babies. Bicepsafterbabies.com is coming. And when you watch this, it may be available. It may be ready, the website. But the Instagram account is the best one I've ever seen. So I encourage you to go check that out. Amber is a fitness instructor. She has a personal training certificate. She's a registered RN. And she does coaching. She coaches mostly women, mostly moms in fitness and nutrition. She's a fantastic person. She cares about all the people on her Instagram account. She cares about all the people that she coaches. I really encourage you to reach out to her, check out what she's doing. And her journey is very, very interesting. It's great. So you don't need to hear it all from me. Let's hear from her. Well, welcome, Amber. I'm so excited to have you on the Too Busy to Eat show.
Awesome. Thanks. I'm excited to be here.
Well, it's been really fun researching you and finding out what you've been doing, and about your life, because you had to do that through social media. It's kind of neat.
Yeah.
I've enjoyed it, but let's give everybody a background a little bit about your journey. You have an interesting journey to where you are today, and why don't you give everybody a little background?
Sure. So I'm a wife and been married for 12 years to my husband, and we have 4 kids. And, first and foremost, I'm a wife and mom, and that's something I really is really a big part of my life, obviously. But when I was growing up, I had a mom who was an awesome influence on me as far as fitness goes. She was a fitness instructor and taught classes at the local YMCA. And I remember growing up, going to the kids club and watching her teach. And that was always just like a big part of my upbringing. And when I turned 14, I remember we were allowed to go into the weight room at that point. And so my mom took me to the weight room and she showed me the dumbbells and she showed me the machines and she kind of showed me how to lift. And that was really kind of a turning point for me of being excited about the gym, being excited about fitness. And that was just something that was really, kind of planted a seed in me early on. And so fast forward, a couple of years and I went to college and I ended up getting my degree as a Bachelor of Science in nursing, and I became an RN and went, started working as a nurse. And then I ended up having my first child. And at that point, I had done some running, I'd done a marathon, but I kind of hadn't lifted in quite a while. But my friend joined a local gym and she was like, you should come join with me. They have free childcare. You can bring your kid. And so I did, and I fell in love with group fitness again, second time. And so took body pump, took Zumba, and just fell in love with that whole scene. And so I decided to get certified and got certified. And now I teach body pump and body combat and Zumba and CX Works and a bunch of different formats. And I love the group fitness atmosphere. I love introducing people to fitness because I feel like a lot of times when they come to the gym, they're unsure, they don't know what to do. And so I can bring them into my classes in a fun environment and get them excited about working out. Right. So I did that I still do that, but I did that for about 6 years. And I kind of felt like I had kind of pinnacled and reached, my body wasn't changing anymore. I just was kind of staying the same. And I kind of wanted to set some new goals. And so 2016 came around and I set this goal, this New Year's resolution that I wanted to get abs. I had 4 kids and I was in pretty good shape, but I wanted to like take it to the next level. So I set that goal for myself. And I, implemented, if it fits your macros, and use that to drop about 10 pounds. And I did. I found abs after 4 babies. And it was at about that same time that I started my Instagram account. And my handle is biceps after babies, with the idea of that just because you're a mom doesn't mean you can't be fit, and that you can't, make your body the healthiest and strongest it can be. So I started my account at that same time. That's kind of ballooned into me, starting my brand and my company. And I do coaching mostly for moms. I do have a lot of mom clients. I have some male clients and some non-moms too, but helping coach them through fitness and nutrition all online. And that's been a really, really exciting journey for me.
That's really cool. And you use, you have lots of experience. You've done it personally. You've coached others through it. But on the nutrition side, you use if it fits into your macros.
Yep. So it's IIFYM is the acronym you'll see floating around.
Yes.
And flexible dieting is another term for it. Okay. So yeah, I implement IIFYM with my clients, and I also got certified. I forgot to mention, I got certified as a personal trainer last year. So that was kind of something I wanted to I'm an RN. I have all these group fitness certifications, and I wanted to get a little bit, more into like the science of actual exercise. And so I did. I went and got my NASM CPT last year. And yeah.
That's a good certification. That's terrific. Yeah. Tell me a little bit more about if it fits in your macro. I have not heard.
So it's kind of, it's become more of a mainstream style of dieting recently. It's been used for years and years and years in the bodybuilding industry, and in the competitor industry, but it's kind of starting to roll out as a more general population. Okay. And the reason that it is so well loved and works for so many people is that it's something that you can stick to long term. Right. So like one of the whole ideas with dieting is that we cut out all of these foods that we love, and when you do that, you can't stick to it for a long time. And so if you tell someone, okay, you can never ever have a cookie again, most people just now all they want to do is eat a cookie. Right. And so if it's your macros, it's like guided calorie counting. You have set carbs, fat, and protein, which helps guide you towards really healthy foods, but while leaving some room for, moderation in having a donut once in a while. Right. And I think a lot of people struggle with that moderation. They go either too extreme of cutting, having no sugar, no anything ever. And then other people can't go the other way and they just have it way too much. And there's a happy medium. Right. But a lot of people have a hard time finding that moderation, and IIFYM helps a lot of people find that moderation.
That's great. Yeah. So, that's the absolute key, is to be able to do something for a lifetime.
Exactly.
Diets and everything.
Exactly.
Are temporary, but it doesn't. Yeah.
If it doesn't change you for the long term, it's not gonna last.
Do you find after being in it, because obviously there's somewhat, you need a calorie count and you need to keep track. Do you find after a while that you just kind of get in a rhythm and you understand?
Absolutely. Yeah. I feel like some people get really nervous about it because you track your calories and you weigh things, and you're like, it can seem kind of obsessive to some people, but I think of it as a tool, and I like to use it as a tool with my clients to teach you moderation, to teach you healthy portion sizes, to teach you what's in your food. And then down the road, I don't want you tracking for the rest of your life. I don't want you bringing your scale to all the parties you go to like that. That's too far. You use the tool, use the things that you've learned while tracking and while weighing to then transition into more of an intuitive, mindful 80-20 healthy, unhealthy split, as you go on. So that's a really good question.
That's really neat. Now, going back to your family a little bit, how do you have 4 kids. I have
4 kids. So I have a girl and 3 boys, and 10, 8, 4, 5, and 3.
Wow.
Yep. So we're busy.
When you're saying bicep after babies, that's not long after.
Yep. No. He's still really little, but
that's fantastic. That's really cool. How do you take classes, you got certified, you have a coaching practice, you have an amazing Instagram account. like I told you before we started, it's the most active Instagram account I've ever seen. And
Thank you.
how do you balance everything? What's your
Well, I think it's definitely this like ever evolving, ever changing enigma that I'm always striving for that balance. And I feel like sometimes I do it better than others. But it's definitely something that I'm striving for. And I've tried, and my goal is to kind of segment my time, and that's been worked really well for me. So when I'm at the gym and I'm teaching my classes, like that's what I'm doing. I am in the moment. I am teaching my classes, and my class is like the most important thing right then. When I'm doing my own personal training and I'm at the gym lifting, that's what I'm doing. I try to set time aside for Instagram. Composing. Instagram takes a lot of time, and a lot of people don't understand that, but there's a lot of time composing things and answering questions and answering direct messages and, interacting with other people. So I try to set time for that. And then also my business, that's, another important thing for me that I've gotten up early, I go to bed late, and kind of set that time for my business. But yeah, I mean, some days, like I said, I feel like I do really well, and I go to bed and I say, yeah, I nailed it. Like I did, reading with this kid, and I did homework with this kid, and I, interacted with these clients, and it was great. And then some days I'm like, oh man, I was trying to do too many things at once, trying to be a mom while I'm, on my phone, and I need to put my phone away. So, I don't have it all figured. I don't have it all figured out. There's no secret. There's no secret I'm hiding.
Perfection is something that is really hard. We can't be perfect. But it's
something I'm definitely shooting for.
And you get you get more balance as you work on it. Right. I have something related to that in a second, but I don't want to skip over your coaching business. I want to know a little bit more about. So you talked a little bit about it, but give us a little more insight on what you're doing.
Yeah. So like I said, I work mostly with moms. And I think, other moms find me relatable, and I get a lot of emails of people like, you understand, like you have 4 kids too. How do you feed your family and try to lose weight at the same time? And how do you combine the two? And so, I have different, lengths of coaching programs for different, people who only want like 6 weeks, or people who have a little bit more weight to lose or need a little bit more help for like a 12-week period. But I take them through, so I set their macros for them. And then I'm there as a resource, I'm there as an advocate, and I'm there as a mentor and a motivator to help them. So they check in with me, and they ask me questions. And if they want, I help them with programming for their, workouts. I help them when they're going to a party and they're stressed out and they don't know how to balance like going to the party and hitting their numbers. So one thing I've learned is that this journey that I take my clients on, it is a physical journey. And I think most of them come in expecting this physical journey, right? Like they're working for a goal. They want to lose weight, or they want to gain weight, or they want to add muscle, or they have this certain like aesthetic goal that they're looking for. But what I've found the longer I've done this is that so many of them end up having a mental journey as well. And it's almost my favorite part is when I get to the end and they just tell me about the way that their relationship has changed with food, and the way their relationship has changed with their body, and the way that they, view their body is really important to me. And so those are some of the most exciting things for me as a coach here, is to see those progress pictures at the end and say, yeah, look at this like transformation that you made with your body, but let's also talk about the amazing transformation that you made inside, and that mental journey that you went on. So that's kind of what I do, and I love it. And it's been a blessing in my life, and hopefully in the lives of my clients.
Oh yeah, I'm sure. Just watching the care you take with people on your even Instagram account, I couldn't imagine the care you take to somebody that you're having one with. Yeah,
absolutely. Yeah,
that's pretty neat. Now, if somebody is the Instagram account where somebody would find you about that coaching program?
So my Instagram account is like probably the best place to go now. I'm actually in the process of doing a website. It will be bicepsafterbabies.com. So that is forthcoming, and we're right in the middle of that right now. But Instagram is where you can always find me at biceps.after.babies.
That is great. And that'll be in the show notes too. But and I encourage everybody to go just to see how amazing community it is. It is, like I said, I spend my business, we do a lot of Instagram, but the community is, and I am on Instagram a lot, just looking at other things, and I've never seen a community like yours. So
Thank you.
Yes. This is a selfish question because I have kids, and I always ask, when people have kids, their moms or a dad, I always ask them, like, what's their secret, like food for kids? Like, I mean, force feed, you know, I mean, and so we've battled that, you know, I've been involved in nutrition in some form or fashion for many years. So I'm always just trying, you know, my kids eat well, but there's times where it doesn't go so well. So what are your secrets, or what do you do?
Yeah. So, I mean, I think my husband and I have tried different things over the years. And I think some of the things that work best for us personally, is that we always offer, I always have a vegetable at the table. And, you know, I always offer a variety of foods at the table, and you can't force anybody to eat anything, but it's there. And they see my husband eat it, they see me eat it, and they eat it sometimes, and sometimes they don't. We do have a 2 bites, no fights rule in our house. So they must have 2 bites of whatever it is, even if they don't like it. 2 bites, no fights. And then other than that, you eat what's at the table. And if you don't want to eat what's at the table, then, you know, breakfast is coming in a couple hours and you can wait till then. And, you know, we've had kids go to bed without eating dinner, and they turn out fine. But I don't do short order cook stuff. I eat the same food as my family eats. That's a question I get a lot, actually, is from moms who are like, I'm always making myself a different dinner than my kids eat, and I don't like the message that sends to them. I don't like the hassle of doing it. And I'm like, no, like, you do not need to do that. Like, I eat with my family. My family sees me eat the same food that they're eating. I generally cook pretty healthy. But that's for me, when I schedule out my macros and I schedule out what I'm eating the day, I plug that in first. And then I plan everything else around it, because that to me is like dinner time in our family is when we sit down. It's important family time, and we do it together. And I'm not eating, you know, different things than my kids.
That's great. I agree 100%. And I've never heard that. 2 bites, no fights.
2 bites, no fights.
I'm implementing that. That's beautiful. I love it.
My kids know it. They they look at what I serve and they're like, ew, 2 bites, no fights. Okay. And they do their 2 bites, and then they don't have to eat anymore. But
do you find out, so a lot of times they'll try it and they'll actually eat it and like it? Or
sometimes they get it. I tell them they get it in their head so much that they're not going to like it, that they're not going to like it no matter, even if they do like it. But I will not, I'm not deterred. I still make that again. So they're going to get it several times. And yes, I find after enough times, they'll usually succumb. But
yes, I was.
They're tough cookies.
Oh yes, I know. And you know, 4 is. I mean, I have 2, and they're wonderful. But 4 is, that's double the work. So
and they outnumber us.
Right. Yeah, we're just one-on-one.
You're one-on-one. That's right. No zone defense yet.
No, you're in zone. I was looking at your Instagram. You keep talking about Instagram account, but I was looking at your Instagram account, and I came across something that was fascinating, because it was a book that really changed my life. And you're going through, or have gone through, the compound effect.
Yes, love that.
Yes,
I loved it. Yes, very much.
So, you know, for the people that had never heard of it, what did it do for you, or what did you? It's Compound Effect is a book by Darren Hardy. He's a personal development guy. He's fantastic. But what did it do for you?
Yeah, so I read it, and a lot of things I read nowadays, I read it through the eyes of being a coach, right? So everything I read, I kind of like relate back to my coaching and how I can help this with my clients. And there's just so many gems in there that that he's not talking about weight loss, but it's all about weight loss, you know? You know, he talks about these incremental changes that you make that then compound over time, which is, you know, is so important in like a fitness journey. He talks about momentum and building that momentum and allowing yourself to like get on the merry-go-round that keeps on spinning. And I see that so much with my clients, that if they can just build this momentum, then they're off. But if they keep falling off the merry-go-round, it's just so hard to like get them to go back around again. So I just found that so many gems for life, but especially for fitness and weight loss. Good stuff.
I encourage that book. It fits. It'll fit with any kind of thing.
You could apply it to any facet of life.
It helped me a lot in business, understanding that, you know, I got to do it every single day. Just keep keep doing it. It adds up. But for fitness and weight loss, it's exactly the same. I mean, it's
routines. He's big on routines.
Routines, yeah.
Talking about his bookends, where he like always has the same morning and evening routines, and whatever happens in the middle of the day can be different, but like that's the same. I mean, fitness is very, very similar.
Yes.
So
that's great. That's right. Now, if we'll just keep going on the Instagram theme. So somebody comes to your Instagram account and they're seeking you out, and they just ask you. They're not yet ready for the program. What's one piece of advice you would give to somebody who is, let's say, a mom that is has had a kid or two or three or four, and is trying to get back in shape, back in routine? What advice would you give that mom?
Sure. So one of the taglines that I use a lot, and I kind of wrap in with my brand, and that I hope is associated with my brand. When people hear the brand Biceps After Babies, I hope this is the association. But the motto is work for the body you want while loving the body you have. And I think as moms, like so many women come to fitness and come to weight loss because they feel bad about themselves, and because they feel like pregnancy and childbirth change their body in a negative way, and they just want to get back to their pre-pregnancy body. And the reality is that losing no amount of weight, getting abs, getting bicep, whatever you want, is not going to make you love your body anymore. Right. You have to be there first, and then you can love yourself to change. And so I definitely think that if people are coming into the fitness space with body image, that really taking the time to help to fix that body image and help to change it and to make it a positive light, you're going to get so much further in your fitness journey from doing it from a place of love rather than a place of hating your body. So I always want my brand to be associated with body positivity, body self-esteem. And as moms, I especially think that's something that's so important and needs to be said on Instagram, on the internet, as we're getting bombarded with these media images.
Yes. That's fantastic. Cause I mean, we're talking nutrition and fitness and, which is all, health, but you're talking a mental approach, emotional and mental approach, which is fantastic. That's wonderful. Yeah. So people can find you on Instagram. We talked about that biceps after.babies, and then your website will be maybe in the fall of 2017.
It should be done in like a couple of weeks, so maybe actually by the time that this is launching, my website will be up, but it will be bicepsafterbabies.com.
bicepsafterbabies.com. That is fantastic. Well, Amber, I can't thank you enough for coming on. I wish you all the luck.
Thank you.
I will be on your Instagram account checking things out because it's a great community. I'm not a mom, but I'll
That's all right. Yeah, absolutely.
But thank you for your time, and I wish you.
Thanks so much. This was so fun. Thanks for inviting me.
You're welcome. Thanks.